Glenn, name me one Machine Gun Kelly song.
So I just saw the announcement too, gentlemen, and I can't name you one just to answer that question. But I really quickly, while you guys were talking there in the intro, I text my son, and he's in the industry. This is a guy that I always, as soon as I hear a name that I don't know, I go, hey, is this guy big? Is this and he said huge with the kids, especially in the States. So younger audience, I guess, is the goal. Now, have you guys heard the band Our Lady Peace?
Sure have.
Yes.
Well, come on.
Hey. Our Lady Peace is opening the festival, apparently. Canadian alt rockers Our Lady Peace will open the festivities at the Grey Cup kickoff show.
So is that before the game?
Yes, that would be my guess.
Yeah.
Oh, why wouldn't they get the Watchmen for that? Our Lady Peace is all right. Superman's dead. One Man Army. Is anybody home? Lots of nice tunes.
I got to look up this Machine Gun Kelly guy. I don't know
We did.
who he is.
He looks like a young Tony Hawk. Skateboard guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so apparently big with the kids, big in the States, huge in the States was the wording. So, I don't know. Maybe not our demographic. I would rather have seen Brad Paisley for me, but or Garth Brooks.
God, come on now. We're not getting Garth Brooks at the CFL halftime show, Glenn.
Why not? Why not us? Let's ask.
Because of the money, for starters. because Garth probably doesn't want to bolt up and play 8 minutes in Winnipeg in November. Although for money, he probably would do anything. Yeah. You thought you had a good one, kind of, because of the Winnipeg tie.
The Burton Cummins thing. Guess who? Yeah.
Bachman.
With a little BTO in there. Yeah.
Overdrive.
That would have been good. Suits, that would have been good.
BTO would be fantastic. That would be, taking care of business. Yeah. How is that not the best halftime football song in the planet? Taking care of business.
Simple to me. I don't know why we're not running this league, Suits. Let's make a couple changes.
Text messages coming in like crazy on the MGK announcement, and people are not happy. Although I would suspect the demographic that he would appease to is not so much the Sports Cage listener, which means not so much the CFL listener, which in turn leads to what the heck are you thinking? Well, they're trying to let's get a new younger audience
to watch. Doing. They're trying to get people to watch that maybe wouldn't watch.
Does that really work though? Let's be honest. Hey kids, stop what you're doing. Like my son, there's no way he's stopping whatever he's doing in the basement that time. Video games or whatever, and coming up to be like, oh, did I miss it? Did I miss the halftime show? It's just not how it works.
Well, here's one. I remember getting the report after Shania Twain, and not the second one in Ottawa, which was unbelievable. Her coming out in the dog sled, and it's snowing in Ottawa at the Grey Cup, and was an awesome game.
It was good.
It was good.
That was like you couldn't be more Canadiana than that year, and her and singing. It just was fantastic. But the first one, when she was in Edmonton years ago, the spike in the viewership at halftime is remarkable. Like we're talking a couple of extra million people that tune in at halftime just to see the halftime show, usually hang out for part of the third quarter, and then they're not necessarily football fans, but they want to see the halftime show. And I don't know if Machine Gun Kelly will do the same kind of thing that Shania Twain did, but that was a long time ago. But I do know there's a spike at halftime, and that's the same in the Super Bowl too.
Yes. Regardless who it is. Yeah.
I am very curious.
Yeah.
Very curious to watch that. And the other thing, the spike, and I know you work at TSN and all that, is like TV ratings, not even close to what they used to be. Because the amount of people that have cut the cord, stats are online, I think it's like 40%.
Yep.
And as they go younger and younger and younger and younger, Now, that doesn't mean they're not watching. There's just IPTV things to watch.
Yeah, they're watching.
You can watch anything
methods.
on. Obviously, it's streaming. So I'll be curious. Like, in theory, this works. And let's look at the data. Yeah, okay, let's look at it and then see if common sense could have prevailed. And you could have brought in a Brad Paisley, maybe?
Yeah, he's on tour. That's why I thought of him, because he's doing a kind of, what is it called? The guitar tour or something, like the I think he's going to be in Regina, isn't he?
I haven't heard that.
Saskatoon. I don't think he's playing here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've seen him. I like Brad Paisley. There's people that really like him, and then some people are like, which is surprising. The last time I saw Brad Paisley, this is interesting, was in Moose Jaw.
The last night before the pandemic.
When everything started to shut down. And we thought we were sitting in a great place for a concert, by the way, Temple Gardens.
Yep.
And we're sitting there with the kids, and you start seeing all these on Twitter, the feeds done. Don't go to where you can't do this. You are basically living in your house or whatever it was. It's just so disturbing to think about it again. And then it was Brad, and then I'm like, he ain't coming on. Like, he is not coming, and he all of a sudden, boom, and he comes on, and he sings his first song, and then he comes in, he goes, well, looks like we just got this in under the wire.
Yeah. We won't be getting together for a while. I remember him saying that.
Yeah, you were there?
I was there.
Yes.
We won't be getting together for a while. And that was the last thing before COVID hit. Yeah.
Well, buddy, we share that moment.
I've had many a conversation with my kid about Paisley, and he thinks his guitar is amazing. Like, very sophisticated guitar player. Very hard to play some of his cover songs and cover them, like, down at the Roxy or wherever you're playing, because of the guitar expertise. Kind of like him and Keith Urban are the top. Top two guitar players, in their genre for sure, but they go beyond that. So I'm a country guy, so I think, and I feel always like country music matches football so well. I don't know why. It just feels like the synergy is there. That's just me creating my own.
You know what goes good with country music? Whiskey. And it sounds like you've been drinking some. Today, Glenn.
Yeah, so does beer. Every country song has either beer or a girl in it. I mean, or both.
Dog or a truck. It's all good. Yeah.
Hey, I don't know if you're calling this game this weekend, but this Edmonton BC matchup, if you're a football fan, watch it.
Yeah, I am. That's the game. That's my first game, and then I'll be in Calgary for Calgary-Toronto. And I'm still trying to figure out the whole tiebreaker system here. And I don't remember a year ever that there's 3 teams, 2 spots, and 2 weeks to go, and that's what we're looking at. There's a lot of different tiebreaker possibilities, but I do know that if Calgary wins, they're in, and Winnipeg, and then I guess it would be
Edmonton.
Edmonton that are going to be battling on the crossover. And I heard you guys talk about what would be better, to either play in the West Final against the Bombers, beat them there, or beat them, or have them, in the Grey Cup. Well, here's the other kind of, fun thing for Rider fans to think about. If the Bombers end up crossing over and going through the East and making it back to the Grey Cup, and the Riders win the West Final, the Riders would actually take the Bomber locker room. So,
we know that.
They would be the home team in the West.
Yeah.
They would take the Bomber locker room. And could you imagine kicking that team out of their own locker room? I think that would be hilarious.
That's the best part, is winning it there against them
in their locker room.
And then sending selfies, celebrating and in their locker room, and then even inviting them over and being like, just jokes. Give them the Heisman. Okay. Chris, with a 204 area code, Prairie Line Rentals text line, says, I have no problem with MGK getting the halftime show. I just replied to Chris asking him out of curiosity, how old he is.
Yes.
So nothing wrong with it. Like, I'm sure he's good. He's massive following. Here's another one. Quick Dick. He might be slugging back a few Pilsners right now. I love this one, though. Bare Naked Ladies reuniting the original. They are so good.
That would have been good.
Bare Naked Ladies.
Bare Naked Ladies would have been good.
Great call, Quick Dick. The Hip, if you could find that cover band's coming here next week.
Yeah.
I got tickets. They're so good.
Okay.
Loverboy, no. Take
old.
a seat, Loverboy. Rush, we had a lot of people that were hoping it was Rush. Kind of made sense. April Wine.
Not Chutzpah. They don't have enough Chutzpah to pull that off.
I'm not hearing any country requests. Come on.
JJ Voss.
Yeah.
He's really good. He could kick off the party.
Hey, I want to turn this back to football.
Okay.
Edmonton, BC. Who do you got in this game and why?
He doesn't do predictions.
No, like what do you think? How do you see this game playing out?
Well, the great matchup is going to be whether or not this sort of revamped Edmonton defense can hold off what Nathan Rourke's been doing of late. I mean, he's putting up some massive numbers, and you go back to, you go back to that Hamilton game against Calgary. All the talk going into that one is it's out of the East. Bo Levi Mitchell is going to be the guy for MOP. Out of the West, it looks like it's going to be Nathan Rourke. And I still think Trevor Harris should be in that conversation. But let's just say it is between Rourke and Bo. Well, if you go back and look at last week's game, Bo didn't look that great in that game. I mean, credit to Calgary. But can the Edmonton Elks and their sort of new feel-good demeanor that they're bringing over the last 3 weeks, because they are on a bit of a roll, let's be honest. And they're playing a lot better on defense with different guys. Like, they don't have Niles Morgan in the middle, and their top defensive players have been injured. So can they contain Nathan Rourke in this receiving core? And Rourke gets both of his starting tackles back. Dejan Allen and Jarrell Broxton are both back, and those guys are sort of all-star level tackles. He didn't have them over the last 3 weeks, and he was still putting 350, 400 yards on the board with, adding a touchdown, running the ball. He's the leading rusher at the quarterback position in the CFL as well. And that includes a guy like Dustin Crum, who's playing over in Ottawa and runs 70% of the time. So, I think I'm fascinated to see if this Elks defense can slow down Nathan Rourke. And if he has another big game, I think you're looking at a double reward winner, Nathan Rourke, for both MOP and Outstanding Canadian.
I think that to me, the check mark or the box or the star that I want to put on this is on BC's defense. Their defense has had more points scored on them than anybody else in the West. Edmonton has come alive with Fajardo and the running game, especially for them. So for me, like, as good as Rourke's got to be, their defense has got to be better than what it's been.
Rankin family might run all over them.
He might have a ton of fun.
Well, I mean, and Rankin got the new contract for 2 more years, nice extension. Wanted to get him locked down. That was a 3rd and 2 that you're seeing on the stream right now, by the way. That was and that's the other thing that's intriguing about this game and this matchup is Mark Killam is going to go outside of conventional wisdom when it comes to some in-game decisions, like he did on that 3rd and 2. He was looking at, do we kick a field goal? Do we, what should be the decision here? He goes with a running play on 3rd and 2 and scores. And, I don't think throughout the regular season he does that. But now they're desperate. If they don't win, they're done. So they're going to do some things like that. And let's see how the BC defense responds.
To me, without a doubt, that's what I'm going to watch for, is the BC defense. Rourke's going to do his stuff, and he's going to get his chances. But the BC defense, they've got a bigger task in front of them than I think they realize with Edmonton.
I'm really curious to see if this Xander Horvath, if he continues, because that, to be honest with you guys, that is something that scares me on a cold November day at Mosaic Stadium, that horse coming at you.
Yep.
Yeah, he's been quite the story, and like really quick feet. I said a couple of weeks ago, he reminded me a little of AJ Ouellette. He may be a little bit quicker footed, but he's got the same sort of build and can take on a tackler like AJ can. But the only downside to that, and I've seen it before, is with James Butler being their number one guy, and Horvath, I think, is very intriguing. If you split those reps in a game like a playoff game, does either guy get into a groove and a rhythm and make those big plays as the fourth quarter comes along, or do they get that opportunity? Are they kind of just swapping in and out and don't really? We see this quite often when teams try to use a returner like Janarian Grant or Mario Alford, and they try to put him on offense. It sometimes seems to take away from their return ability, and they just sort of become a normal guy there and not a superhero. And then on offense, they're just okay. So that's the only thing I wonder about when you're splitting reps like that. But and running backs will tell you guys, they want the ball, because on those 20 to 25 carries or 18 to 25 carries, that's when they're doing their damage in the fourth quarter. That's when they love taking the.
Yeah, without a doubt. How's the bear?
haven't seen the bear yet.
Haven't seen the bear yet.
Yeah. No, haven't seen him, and I do want to see though. This also brings up, how do you guys feel about other teams mad that the Riders would be resting guys?
Tough.
Or other fan bases mad, and I hear these arguments like,
Take a seat.
I hear these arguments like, it's we should be able to see the star players if we're buying tickets and and all that, and I kind of shake my head and say, well, then you needed to win more games in the regular season, because
exactly.
Because this is the way. What matters most, obviously, is getting to the playoffs, the championship run. That's what you're doing. That's what you wanted. So any decision you make as a team has got to be with that in mind.
Okay,
I'm not worried about anybody whining. I'm not worried about.
No, that's a stupid thing to whine about.
Yeah,
like
go away.
Yeah, figure it out. That's how it works in sports. We leave on this. Wilbur out, one of my friends out in Kenora country, Garlic Belt. I gotta get out there again. He says, tell Suitor to zip it on country. He's the only guy in North America to want country. That's a little harsh.
I'm Wilbur. Yeah. I'm with Suits.
I said. What about Metro?
Yeah.
Speaking of
Kenora
country and out in Kenora, there you go. Suits, have fun calling that game.
That's going to be a blast.
Can't wait. Maybe give Sharky and I a plug on the broadcast.
Okay. Yeah, right. It's done. Consider it done.
Yeah. See you, buddy.
That'd be special.
Have a good one. Talk to you next week.